A multi-day severe weather outbreak is expected to take place across the eastern U.S. from the end of this week through the weekend. I'm meteorologist Hannah Gard with Fox 8 in New Orleans. We're watching for a widespread severe weather outbreak from the Gulf Coast up through the Midwest on Friday. Saturday, that shifts a little bit eastward, focused on the deep south, and then Sunday, the severe weather threat will be for the East Coast. The highest risk for Friday, the level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk, is for places like Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and northern Alabama, but it extends across much of the Mississippi River Valley and the Midwest. The focus on Saturday will then shift to places like southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, all of Alabama, parts of Georgia, including Atlanta, southern Tennessee, and the Florida Panhandle. We'll likely see the risk increased here as well because this is the day 4 outlook. So once we get to Thursday, we'll be on the day 3 outlook. That's when we get more colors than just the yellow and orange. So if you live in these shaded areas, make sure you're paying close attention because that threat level could be elevated as it gets closer. On Sunday, the severe weather threat extends from northern Florida through Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, all the way up parts of the East Coast. The primary risks on Friday are going to be significant damaging wind gusts and tornadoes across the Mississippi River Valley. When that threat shifts to the deep south, primarily on Saturday, we're going to see tornadoes, damaging wind gusts, and hail possible. And in the northern part of that risk through the Ohio River Valley, we could see damaging wind gusts. Here's why we have multiple days of severe weather to watch for. We see a low pressure system move across the Midwest. That brings our first round on Friday. Then we see a second upper level low sweeping across the deep south on Saturday. That brings the second threat. And that low begins to get cut off and move across the East Coast. The surface low pressure system will then form where that upper level low is, with the first round of severe weather on Friday up to the north. As the second low digs, you see this warm sector development across the deep south. And then that low pressure system continues to the east, creating another round of severe storms for the eastern seaboard. On Saturday especially, we'll have a huge potent warm sector right here where we'll see those storms starting to fire up. That has a big potential for supercells, tornadoes, gusty winds, and hail. The fuel for severe weather is moisture and heat along with lift. We have the lift from those low pressure systems. We're going to have that huge warm sector, which is behind the warm front, which you see is way up there in parts of the Midwest and the East Coast, meaning high dew points across this entire region. And the lift from that cold front, there's just going to be a lot of potent ingredients here to see severe storms. And this is the setup for Saturday. Now, it will be somewhat conditional on how much convection we see on Friday in these areas and how much time, if we do see that, there will be to rebound by Saturday morning in that warm air mass. But if you look at the significant tornado parameter, it really increases on Friday, but we start to see a huge peaking in that energy on Saturday. The highest area where we start to see purples is over southeastern Louisiana. So what can you do right now? The safety actions are to continue monitoring forecasts for timing and details as it gets closer in those risk areas. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive weather alerts in case a watch or a warning is issued, and run through your severe weather plan today. If you or anyone you know lives in these shaded areas, share this post with your friends and family and stay weather aware.